Do you know what this tastes like? It tastes like a Nestle Crunch, but vegan. Let's be honest, if you were a fan of HR Pufnstuf like I was when I was a kid, you were really just waiting for Witchiepoo to appear in pretty much every episode. Witchiepoo was definitely a kooky old witch, which is why we are paying tribute to her by making these delicious Witchiepoo hats. The ingredients are super easy and all vegan. We're using Kettle brand potato chips. You can use any potato chips, but I do like this one because it's 40% less fat, and I promise you, you cannot tell the difference from the regular chip to the low fat ones. And we're also using, talking about a throwback, Bugels. Oh my gosh, I haven't had a Bugle since I was like 15. And then for the chocolate, I am using Trader Joe's semi-sweet chocolate chips. Now, for those of you who are like, oh, this sounds a little weird, I've had the potato chips dipped in chocolate, which is good because it's that salty and sweet, but I'm not so sure about a Bugle dipped in chocolate because this is a corn chip. Well, do not be afraid because these things are absolutely delicious and cute. Witchiepoo's hat is not like your traditional witch's hat. It's not pointed and black. It's a little bit more roughed up like she got it at a garage sale. So we want her hat to match the chocolate hats. And for that, we need the brim to be a little bit wavy, which the chips are our brim. And actually this one is perfect. You can see it's a little wavy around the edges, got a nice flat center. Perfect. You don't want like a half chip or a curled up chip or anything like that. This chip is absolutely perfect. Same deal with your bugles. You want to find the perfect bugle, which means it's not pointy and it needs to have an opening at the bottom. See this bugle? There's no opening at the bottom, so that won't work. But this one is really perfect. You can see there's a nice opening at the bottom and it's not pointy at the top. It's a little bit crooked. So these two are going to be perfect. You can actually even put them together so you can imagine what your hat is going to look like. I melted some vegan chocolate and then I wish I could say there was a technique that's not so messy, but there's not. You just throw that chip down in there. You could use some chopsticks to kind of help get it down in the chocolate itself. Actually, the chopsticks work really well. And then once you get it nice and coated, you want to just kind of drain off a little bit of that excess. And then you can put it on a waxed piece of paper to let it dry. And what I would do is once you get it on that paper, I would smooth out the brim a little bit from where your chopsticks were. There you go, perfect. And then the other thing that I would say is I would do all my brims first. So with a bag of vegan chocolate, then that would make probably 10 to 12 hat brims. Sorry folks, this part is about as messy as it gets. You just need to take that bugle and drop it in the chocolate and swish it around with your fingers. So I would do this part. Well, first you want to drain as much as you can like this. Ooh, look at all that chocolate. It looks so delicious. Oh my gosh. This also reminds me of a little Smurf hat. But anyways, once you get most of it, as much as you can dripped off, you're going to have to grab it by the top either way. You place it, let's do this one, on the brim of your hat. And I like to do this part when, woo, it won't stand up. There we go. Might need to hold it for a quick second. I like to do this part when the brim is still a little melty, and that way there's less of a seam at the brim and the ridge of the hat. You can also, once things kind of solidify a little bit, which you can pop them in the fridge to make that happen, you could dip the whole chip again in some chocolate, but I find that you just don't need to do that. Okay, he's standing up, so we're good. But I will probably take a little bit of chocolate on my stick and just go around a little bit to make sure that everything is covered. Love it. Wilhelmina Witchiepoo was a true scene stealer. She was always trying to steal Jimmy's magic flute, and because she was kind of a bad witch, she always failed at it. But seeing her get all worked up about that, well, that was kind of the funniest part of HR Pufnstuf. I love Witchiepoo for a million reasons, but number one, she drove a vroom broom, a motorized broom with a steering wheel. Well, that's kind of cool, right, for a witch? She also had two sidekicks, a vulture and a spider. But the best thing I like about Witchiepoo is her cackle. It was just enough spooky to make a 5-year-old Scott not scared, but want to be Witchiepoo for Halloween. Even at 46, I want to be Witchiepoo for Halloween. I think we did Witchiepoo really proud. These came out so cute. So you can leave them plain like this, which is more like Witchiepoo's hat looked like. She did have a feather in her hat, but I can't figure out how to make a feather. So let me know if you could figure out how to make a feather and put that in there. Or you can make them look more like a traditional witch's hat and pipe some frosting around for a brim and maybe a little cute embellishment for a buckle. Either way, they're going to be delicious and they're adorable. I am going to post a link to the show open down below because it really explains the whole drama behind HR Pufnstuf and Witchiepoo and what the show was really about. It sets it up really well, and I promise you, you're going to get addicted. So, Witchiepoo, of course, was an amazing character by Sid and Marty Krofft. So many amazing characters, and she is definitely one of my favorites. I absolutely cannot imagine my childhood without Witchiepoo. And I can't imagine my day right now without one of these delicious chocolate treats. So let's go ahead and give this hat a try. And I'm going to go right for the corn chip because I know the potato chip tastes really good. Oh my God. So crunchy. Oh, it's crunchy, it's sweet, and it is absolutely delicious. The perfect cheat vegan snack. So make these for Halloween, make these for your favorite witch, make these if you're just in the mood for something sweet and vegan and yummy. Oh, I mean, this is a vegan game changer.